Glenn Clark Radio, talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no, stuff and things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants, so Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
You put Gunnar Henderson at the top of this lineup every time. Hit him 1 or 2, and that's the reason why.
That ball slugged to deep right and gone. A 2-run Gunnar stunner. And a pair of hits in the first 2 innings for Henderson. He is finally breaking out with a sharp single and an even sharper home run here in Minnesota. And it's 4-0 Birds. Just 4 outs into the game.
Hey, now. That was loud, too. That one got out like right.
Yeah, that was courtesy of Masson, obviously, last night, as the Orioles do get the bats going again. 3 home runs. Pete Alonso, Gunnar Henderson, and Christian Encarnacion Strand all.
His didn't land yet, I don't think.
I don't think so. What did they say,
60 something? Yeah, was it 65?
These are always difficult. I don't remember who I had this argument with, but like someone and I got into a trutherism argument about like who hit the batter's eye on Sunday in Texas.
Sadly,
that was
that Cowser? Yeah,
I think. And that one, I want to say they had it like 440. It might have been Nick Testoni from BAL and I that were having this conversation of like when something hits something and you can't actually measure it, you're just kind of guessing. Like we think, given the data that we have, like this is how far it would go. It's always Griffin's just gonna There was the Encarnacion Strand one. We always just sort of like accept the numbers they give us. We're like, yeah, that's the number. That's real. That's legit. And we have no way of actually knowing if that's true or not. We just sort of accept it.
460 on the button, yeah.
It's wild. And they come up with it that quickly. You know what I mean? Like it hits something.
Well, I guess they calculate the speed.
Yes,
and
I understand exactly.
Launch angle.
I understand they are much smarter than I will ever be. The computers know all. How dare we question our overlords? Thank you, mighty computers. We love you forever. God bless you, right? Like, how dare we do that? But at the same time, do you think about it at all? Is there any party that says, like...
No, I believe it. I believe it unconditionally. And
you seem like the type that would
what?
just...
What does that mean?
Just trust. I'm a trust no one type of guy. Question everything. That's what I always say. Good morning. Glenn Clark Radio. So another thing. It's just that it doesn't make sense. He didn't go back and touch third base. The run shouldn't have counted.
Yeah, but they had a chance to get that guy out.
I had a lot of fun with that.
They chose not to.
I actually thought when you cut the highlights of it, there would be more bizarre. like the running naked part, that was good. I'm not really sure where that came from. And we probably could have gone deeper into your boys' weekend and you guys playing grab ass out in Deep Creek or whatever. I don't know. That's what I did when I would go out to
Well, that's
Deep
what I was
Creek.
thinking. I was thinking after. Yeah,
Right. What are you like? What are you guys doing out in Deep Creek? I'm like, just playing grab ass. Well, why are you going to Deep Creek to do that? More fun that way. Well, by the way, we invited John from Little Rock to come by while he's home.
No.
Really kind of screwed that one up, didn't we? I think we only have one more show before he leaves. He's home all week.
Well,
and we never got around to inviting him to come by the studio
John?
at some point. Yeah, I mean,
come on by
I don't
tomorrow.
know if he's watching right now. He normally checks in and says something.
See if he can be here in the next 20 minutes.
I mean, if he'd like to. If he doesn't want to, it's fine. He might have plans, with family. His family's here. He's from here.
He has family?
Yeah.
Thought it was us.
Actually, I don't know. I think his brother moved to Vegas, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Like if he wanted to come by, like tomorrow or something, he could do that. I screwed up and forgot, and it was never on your mind because you're a bad person.
Oh, I'm the bad person.
Well, we have a friend who's in town. Did you invite him to stop by? Exactly right. You're a bad person.
No, I did just now.
Griffin was trying to wait to answer that question.
Yes,
I
I
beat
did
him to the
invite him.
punch. I beat him to it. Later on in the program, we're going to meet a new Orioles pitching prospect, Kyson Witherspoon, former Red Sox first-round pick. By the way, did you see they completed the trade? Harold Rivas is the player to be named later.
Exciting guy.
Who, in some reports, was originally in the trade and then suddenly was not. And so the common belief seems to be that that's because they were purposely waiting to see when Adley Rutschman would be available, and that it was almost like a condition of the trade is if Rutschman plays before X date, then it'll be Rivas. If he doesn't play before X date, then it will be,
You, me,
maybe.
yeah.
Hey, guys. I'm here to be a pitcher. But they get Harold Rivas, who is the Red Sox number 10 prospect, so just one more part of the haul that they received. But Kyson Witherspoon, a big part of that haul that they received for Adley Rutschman. He will join us a little bit later on this morning. Also, we will talk Ravens with Steve Wyche, who was out at training camp. Was that earlier this week? Or
I think
was
it was
that
last week.
They all kind of run
Yeah.
together. Maybe it was over the weekend. I don't know. At some point, Steve
I
Wyche.
think it was last season.
I saw that Steve Wyche and Ian Rappaport were out at practice for ESPN, which is a hell of a sentence. Like, go make all that make sense. I'm still getting used to this whole ESPN NFL Network stuff, but Steve Wyche will join us. We'll talk about what it is that he saw out at training camp. We're also, later on this morning, going to blatantly rip off an Inside the NBA bit. We've done it before. I'm not Charles Barkley. I'm not Shaquille O'Neal. I'm not going to do a meow. Like, there's not going to be any of that. But we are going to attempt a round of who he play for. Because Griffin and I, every year at the beginning, I'm reminded when we get to this time of the year, I have no idea who many of these. But when we start even thinking about fantasy football drafts, like, I'll give you one that I just learned. I just learned that Isaiah Pacheco was a Detroit Lion. I had no idea until yesterday.
What the hell? That was going to be the first one.
That was first on your list.
Yeah.
Well, I would have gotten it. So, you know what? That's a good one for you to not put on the list because I would have gotten it. Isaiah Pacheco, who knew? He's a Lion. I think I've drafted Isaiah Pacheco every year. I get to like the 7th round and I'm like.
And he screws you over.
Oh, my God.
Every year. I think I do kind of the same thing.
I'm always like, it's the Chiefs, man. Like, why would I not want Isaiah Pacheco on my team? Well, the answer would be because he's not going to do anything for me. But maybe with the Lions, who knows? He will. They do like 2 running back systems in Detroit. So we'll play who he play for the NFL a little bit later on. I'll start just with I think the storyline of last night obviously is Gunnar Henderson going 3 for 5. He is man of the match. By the way, tied for the team lead. Definitely at the bottom of our 3 up and 3 down standings and tied for the team lead for man of the match.
Well,
go figure.
Comes through when we need him, I guess.
Go figure. Or I grade on a curve. I'm not sure what
know.
it is.
So it's Bradish and Rogers, the other two.
Rogers and
Gunnar.
And Gunnar. The 3
and
MVP.
Adley's got 4.
I assume.
Oh, Jeremiah Jackson's got 4.
Alonso would be MVP. I assume. Like if we were doing Orioles MVP today, I think that's who would have it.
Probably. I mean, yeah, Brandon Young has been a little inconsistent
that's
recently.
The problem. Like a couple weeks ago, we would have made a Brandon Young argument, but I think Pete Alonso is safely Orioles MVP. Although, there's still a month and a half to play, something like that. So I guess crazy things can occur. So the big storyline is Gunnar Henderson busts out, right? And then there's 2 immediate follow-ups. The first is, can that be the breakout moment for him? And my answer is, who the F knows? Because why weren't any of the other moments breakout moments for Gunnar Henderson? I hope. We keep saying there is always a chance. The appropriate way to say it is the way that we say it, which is there is always a chance that at some point Gunnar Henderson will just wake up and remember that he's Gunnar Henderson. Of course that's possible. But can we count on it? Is it likely? No. You have over 100 of games worth of evidence of a very inconsistent version of Gunnar Henderson. And remember, the question that I was asking earlier this week was like, when we were talking to Bordick, was, will he ever be Gunnar Henderson again? I'm not sure if Adley Rutschman will ever really be Adley Rutschman again, or if Adley Rutschman will just be a solid baseball player. A good one. To this point, I would argue Adley Rutschman hasn't really even been Matt Wieters. The excitement around Adley Rutschman was that, but as an offensive player, I don't think that he has been as consistent as Matt Wieters was. So I don't will Adley Rutschman ever be Adley Rutschman again? I don't know. My gut tells me probably not. That he'll probably never be a future Hall of Famer, a centerpiece of an organization. But I think he'll be a good catcher and a player that you'd like to have on your team. And I think the Gunnar Henderson conversation maybe is not that far away from being similar. Will Gunnar Henderson ever be a centerpiece, MVP candidate, future Hall of Famer, guy that you talk about giving $500 million to? It seems less and less likely. But there's always the chance. I cannot say it's impossible that last night doesn't jar something in Gunnar Henderson. Now, to be fair, he had the 3 hits and then really bad strikeout in the 4th at bat. I mean, that pitch was like in the dirt over there. By the way, I lost a family wiffle ball home run derby to my son last night.
Oh, wow.
Real rough scenes. Now, to be fair, I was.
You lost the home run derby.
I did 6-5.
Jeez. Were you throwing it or like just it was?
No. I did have the opportunity because we did do golden ball in the last swing, and I thought about I could just pump a couple out here, would be good. And I did swing at a pitch I probably shouldn't have been swinging at, and that's why I'm bringing this up. The pitch that I swung at that ended the home run derby was pretty similar to the one that Gunnar Henderson swung out in his 4th at bat last night. When he was, I don't know, kind of clearly trying to get the cycle, like really trying to.
He needed a triple.
Yeah, he needed a triple. Which, like, I get that you can't go for a triple. You just have to hit the ball and hope that you can keep running long enough. I don't know. I don't know if Gunnar Henderson can ever be Gunnar Henderson. It was funny that Ben McDonald brought up last night the thing that we were just talking about with Mike Bordick the other day, and that for as frustrated as even Bordy can be with Gunnar Henderson, even he said, yeah, but I'd still leave him at the top of that lineup. Now, Bordy brought up the threat of Gunnar Henderson, the idea of Gunnar Henderson. And one of the things that I said in the immediate aftermath of that conversation was that Bordy's point is more relevant to me when I consider the options, right? Like, somebody has to hit there. Who? And when you guys tell me that Dylan Beavers should be at the top of the lineup, I say, don't get me wrong, man. I would love for Dylan Beavers to be that guy, and I think he should be playing consistently right now to try to give him a chance to become that guy, but what shows you that Dylan Beavers is that guy? So Bordy's point is the idea, the concept. This is what Gunnar Henderson can be. And that the threat of Gunnar Henderson is still compelling. And even a week ago when he had, 1 hit, 17 at-bats, he still had 7 walks. Because there is something about the idea of Gunnar Henderson. The other end of this argument is the one that Ben McDonald made, that if I remember correctly, he made right before we left for vacation when he was on with us at the end of June, when I always try to time out our Ben McDonald appearance for the month of July. I always try to do it that way. But Ben said then, hey, look, I hear you, But any hope there is for this team involves Gunnar Henderson. And that's the argument that he made last night, right before we saw Gunnar Henderson hit the home run. Which is, you can say, hey, it's not working, move him down. But when you do, what you're essentially saying is it's not gonna work. We can't do this. Because his point is, you can't make this push, get into the playoffs, be relevant without a higher level version of Gunnar Henderson. So if you're saying you're giving up on Gunnar Henderson, then what you're really saying is you're giving up on the year. And look, some of you would argue, yeah, go ahead. Or, well, isn't that what the team was doing by trading away pieces? But I understand, hey, they're still playing games, and they are still in the conversation for a playoff spot. And so I do understand Ben McDonald's point. If there's any hope of it, it's going to involve Gunnar Henderson being a better and more consistent version of himself. If he's not, it might not matter where you bat him, because it just ain't going to happen for you. You're not getting there. I still default to the best argument to me for I think at a point the best argument for moving Gunnar Henderson down was in hopes that it somehow took some pressure off of him. And I brought that up when we chatted about it with Bordy on Monday. Like, does it allow him to relax at all? Because it has definitely felt like he has been pressing. And seeing that emotional reaction against the Phillies really felt like a display of how much this is taxing him and getting to him. Would it help him to move him down in the order, to feel less pressure? And I think the appropriate answer to that is probably not, because he's still Gunnar Henderson. I'm not really worried about if he's going to be offended by it, if he's going to be pissed off by it. That doesn't really concern me. But will it actually take any pressure off of him part of it? I don't think so. It's Gunnar that we're talking about. Rob Long's going to join us from out in Minnesota in a little bit, and we'll run this by him and see what he thinks. He obviously talked to Gunnar after the game last night from Masson. I don't know. But I think at this point, between the lack of better options and that I don't think there's actually going to be a benefit to Gunnar for moving him down in the order, I'm kind of at the place where I'm essentially saying I just ride it out. I think that's going to have to be a going into next season. You're going to get it. One or two things is going to happen. You're going to get more of last night's Gunnar, or you're going to get more of the Gunnar that we've seen the rest of the season. And then you got to figure out what you're doing going into next year. But my guess is you're probably just praying and hoping that Gunnar Henderson is better, because you're not trading him for pennies on the dollar. I begrudgingly, as much as we're going to keep talking about the concept, I don't know that you have another option. If the rest of the order was performing, if Colton Cowser was hitting consistently, I know that sounds crazy. If there were better options, I would be more inclined to have this conversation and to indulge it a little bit further. I think at moments I've had that feeling of like, yeah, maybe they just need to do it to do it. But it feels like when you say that, it's a punitive thing. Like you just want to penalize Gunnar Henderson for not being Gunnar Henderson. We always want to pound the flesh. It's one of my 10 commandments of this show. We always say, like, step 1, fire somebody. Step 2, step 3, profit. Like, we always want to be punitive. But what is the good option?
just go full, have two separate platoon lineups. Like Kobe Mayo leads off because he's hitting lefties really well, or Tyler O'Neill moves up to third or something, and then,
But are you
just when you're
suggesting that
facing a
Gunnar
lefty.
only plays against
No,
righties?
I'm saying Gunnar leads off against righties,
Yeah.
and then Gunnar bats, I don't know, sixth or something against
lefties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly listen to that argument more than just dropping him on altogether. I could absolutely, if you want to say, hey, look, the way that Kobe Mayo should be, and by the way, they have done that, of course. But if you want to say he should always be near the top of the lineup, if you're,
Right, if Kobe's against righties is batting sixth or seventh, like just literally swap him and go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Gunnar's not stealing. I mean, yeah, he runs the bases really well.
That is
but,
part of the conversation, right?
Yeah.
But if he's not getting on base, then
there's no base for him to steal.
Yeah, how's that helping you? And then the other part of the argument is, well, they're not likely to leave a lefty in for the entire game. Although the way that the Orioles hit lefties, maybe they will. But they're not likely to leave a lefty in for the entire game. So if you have the top of the order coming up again late in the game, you want that to be Gunnar Henderson if they've got a right-handed reliever coming in. That uniquely, I feel like I would listen to more strongly than just punitively saying you just have to drop Gunnar in the lineup because it feels like what we're saying is we need to penalize Gunnar. There needs to be a price to pay for the fact that Gunnar hasn't been Gunnar. And don't get me wrong, we're all frustrated by it. Like it's not good for anyone that Gunnar Henderson hasn't been the best version of himself, but I just don't think you have better options. That uniquely is intriguing. I got to think about more what that entire lineup looks like against lefties.
You're going to put it together?
Well, are you going Jackson Holiday second?
No, I think you keep Alonso second.
So you're batting back-to-back righties?
Yeah.
You're just stacking righties.
Yeah, stack right. And then
at the
O'Neill
top.
third? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, just literally. Do you have enough righties to alternate lefties?
It's just so difficult to
that?
do that because then if the top of the lineup's coming up in the seventh and they're going to bring in a righty to face the top of the lineup and know that they don't have to, they can face all three batters.
They can get
The
Mayo and O'Neill
three-batter
out of
thing
the
has
game.
really made it advantageous to try to separate righties and lefties in the lineup.
Well, then I'd still put. I'd still bat Alonso second.
You just pit. Then you'd have a lefty third, or
Yeah, sure.
so who's that?
Holiday
Is Holiday more deserving of that spot than Gunnar would be?
let's say Basayo's back.
Okay, but he's not.
So Basayo's back,
Right, but he's not.
and then Westbrook's batting
and
fourth.
frankly, we don't know when he is. Remember, that wasn't that big of a deal a couple weeks ago when Mike Elias met with the media. Can't help but notice. Haven't had anybody mention Sam Basayo rehab assignment yet. Haven't heard anything about that.
It's starting soon. It's right around the corner.
I was really wondering who the catcher was going to be when it looked like Pozo was really hurt last night. Thankfully, apparently X-rays were negative, but I'm like, I know a lot of people were like, well, are we going to finally see Creed Willems?
I'm sure they'd
my
find
gut
a way to
was,
bring up.
my gut
Sam
was
Huff would be back.
100%. I don't know where Chadwick Tromp is right now, but my gut was going to be they were going to reacquire Chadwick Tromp somehow. Or maybe reacquire Jake Rogers.
Right,
I don't-
yeah.
Now that Adley's back for
They had
Boston,
the DFA Jake Rogers.
you would assume Jake Rogers becomes available again. I did not think that anyone was going to get their wish related to Creed Willems, but it doesn't matter because Pozo's apparently okay. Well, it looks like he's okay. All right, real quick, a couple of Ravens notes from practice today. One, Skylar Thompson is going to IR, and that was one. It's funny because we said we appreciated the fact that when he said day to day on Zay Flowers, the answer really was day to day, right? You're like, all right. Apparently, he said Skylar Thompson was not significant. I'm trying to figure out what the actual wording was. Cordell shared it. Hang on a second. Cordell said something. Apparently, the wording was something small for Skylar Thompson. Well, he's on injured reserve. Now, I don't even know if the Ravens were definitively going to carry a third quarterback, so I have no idea the significance of it. They have signed Austin Reed to add to the depth chart, but Skylar Thompson out. The good news is what was very nervy yesterday related to Nate Wiggins. The early reporting is not as significant as maybe it looked like on the field. And immediately when Jesse Minter met with the media afterwards, he said there's some optimism there. Ian Rappaport reports no structural damage for Nate Wiggins. Now, we're not going to hear from Jesse Minter today. Today is a coordinator day, and if I'm going to guess that they are not going to let Anthony Weaver say anything about, maybe something along the lines of, yeah, I don't really know much about that, but we love Nate. Like, that's what I'm going to guess, how he's going to respond to it, which would then mean that tomorrow would be when Jesse Minter would speak to the media, and your next hope of getting an official update related to Nate Wiggins would be tomorrow. But again, Jesse Minter said yesterday that there was optimism about Nate Wiggins, and Ian Rappaport reports that there is no structural damage for Nate Wiggins. So those combination of things sound like that's encouraging. Now, there's still a big difference between, like, Nate Wiggins could return as quickly as Zay Flowers did, which ultimately was like 2 days, versus, yeah, it might not end his season, but could it linger into the season? And what might that mean? So there's still a lot of room in between these two things for what it means for Nate Wiggins. And while the Ravens, certainly like their top 2 cornerbacks, the question would be, if Nate Wiggins has to miss any time, are they comfortable with the idea of like a Keon Martin or a, Chandler Rivers playing quickly in the season? Or would they feel the need to go dip their toes into what is available on the free agent market? So we'll see. Not a whole lot that we can speculate about that right now. Again, the news seems to be encouraging so far, and we'll just have to continue to monitor that in the coming days. Again, the good news being they are still over a month, 1 month and 1 day away from playing an actual football game. So there's still room for there to even be needing some time away and yet potentially still be ready for Indianapolis. Today's show brought to you by the Stan the Fan Variety Hour. If you missed Stan, Ross, and Luke talking Orioles on Monday, you can find it. Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. Click on the videos tab. Go to YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline or PressBoxOnline.com/video. As always, Stan's shows are brought to you by the Costas Inn. 2 great locations, the OG in Dundalk, the new one in Timonium, where I just was last Friday. And you can also support Warren Law, who we love the fact that they are supporters of the Stan the Fan Variety Hour as well. When we come back in, we're going to head out to Minnesota ahead of Game 3 between the Orioles and the Twins this afternoon. Our buddy Rob Long from Masson and 105.7 The Fan. We'll talk some Gunnar Henderson and more with him. That's next. It's Glenn Clark Radio.
This is Stan the Fan. You know we talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Pressbox is available now. On the cover, Dave LaMonaco profiles Orioles play-by-play voice Kevin Brown, looking at his rise as an amiable mainstay and one of the top voices in all of baseball. Also inside, Antonio Barbera looks at whether the championship window is narrowing for the Ravens veteran core, and our special travel section with a look at sports tourism options throughout Maryland for you and your family to enjoy this summer. Pressbox is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
Just a real quick note. Today is the final day for Baltimore radio station 100.7 The Bay, which has been a significant part of our community. I never actually worked for 100.7 The Bay. I will tell you that at one point when the radio station went under, the old radio station that I was at, Jefferson Ward brought me over and was meeting with me and chatting with me about a couple of different possibilities. And I kind of downplayed how much I really wanted to be there, because to me, 100.7 The Bay was kind of similar to the story of the old radio station, which was like, this was kind of a miracle that this radio station existed and was such a part of the fabric of the community, despite the fact that it didn't have major corporate backing. I'm incredibly sad. I liked it as a radio. We ended up doing what I remember. I'll never forget that one morning we did like half of the show. This is back in the day. The first time I was ever driving in my car and I heard Hey Jealousy by the Gin Blossoms playing on 100.7 The Bay, I like shut down the show. I came in that morning. I said to Kyle, whatever we were planning on doing today, we're not doing it because I have to talk through this, because it was like just a horrible moment in my life where I realized that, oh, I'm classic rock now. Like I'm in that format. A truly great radio station. A sad day to lose any local. It's going to turn into a nationally syndicated. I don't care what the programming is. It's just going to be a nationally syndicated radio station moving forward, and that's bad news for the local community, period. Whatever you feel about what music they'll be playing, losing a local radio station sucks. So my thoughts to everybody at 100.7 The Bay, and what a significant part of the community it has been. It's a huge bummer. It's a huge bummer to lose a radio station like that. There's no way around it. Plain and simple. No way around it. So I don't have a deeper thought here. I'm terrified that the deeper thought is like, this is just the story of radio, and it's just a slow march to the death. Like, that's what I'm terrified of. But it just sucks. It sucks the same way that it sucked when, it happened to us at the old radio station. It was kind of a miracle that it ever existed, but it was a really important part of the community. It was a community touchstone. And 100.7 has been a community touchstone. And there's a lot of talented people over there. I know there's been a lot of change over the years, but like Mike Brillhart has been there forever. Colleen Carew's been there forever. I know, Huber's had a pretty good run, not as long as some of the others, but it just sucks. It just sucks to lose a vibrant part of the community. And what radio does that's so much more than just what you hear. Because it's easy to say, like, hey, yeah, well, you can go to a streaming service and hear classic rock on the streaming service. But it's so much more than that. It's the events that they put on. It's the information that you can get. It's that feeling that you have. That you know these people. You can see them. They're part of your community. That's what local radio provides. And it's truly a shame to see any of it go dark, as it's 100.7. The Bay is going to go dark tonight at midnight. It's truly a shame. It's particularly a shame when it's something with the story of that radio signal and the history of that radio signal in various forms. And yeah, just a real bummer. Real bummer. All right, so we screwed up Central Time, Eastern Time?
We did, yeah. We
Good stuff.
We did.
Good stuff.
So
we're not talking.
We're not going to talk to Rob Long today.
Maybe we could do it at 12:35, I guess. But I
guess you're right. I guess we could.
I don't know.
Do we want to?
I don't know. Griffin's realizing that we could have just done our 45-minute argument today, as it turns out. All right, so we're gonna play the game. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
You ready?
Not 100%, but I mean, I got enough here. And I can keep.
You want to do a movie review instead? You ready to do that? Huh?
No, I mean, which movie?
What?
I watched. Eddington was the most recent movie I watched.
What?
Yeah.
No. You do the movie reviews, the movie that we tell you to review.
Yeah, I know. I didn't watch that.
What are we prepping around here? What are we doing exactly? I don't even know what is Eddington?
That's the one with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, came out last year. It's not a good. I didn't like it. Some people loved it. I did not like it. It's about COVID. Yeah, it's like the movie takes place at this rural New Mexico town in late May 2020. So like the worst possible time ever to
I'm good.
It was not good. I didn't like it.
I'm good. So you were hoping that while I was talking to Rob,
I would finish
prepping the game.
Yeah.
So what you're saying?
I have about half the game done here, but
you're not prepared to do this.
No, I'm prepared. We can get through it.
Sounds like what you're saying is you're not prepared.
I'm just gonna keep. Well, I'm gonna keep talking here as I.
Right.
I want to add a couple more key names.
How many do you have so far?
Well, the problem is, I only have one conference. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't have even said that. I shouldn't have even said that.
Yeah, right? You might have.
I could have just said,
I
only have half the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would have been a much better way of saying that. It would have told me a little bit less. I would quickly try to find some names from the other conference so that I don't figure out figure out how this all works.
Yeah, which conference? Yeah, which conference? I get you. All right. Boy. Hold on. I guess we can dive. You want to jump right in?
I don't know, Griffin. I'm not sure if I want to jump right in. Should I? Should I be ready to jump right in? This is why radio's dying, by the way.
This is perfect. This is perfect. This is what's going.
We don't know what Eastern or Central Time is. We're not prepared for that.
You're dealing with two people who spend 99.9% of their time in the Eastern Time Zone.
So you don't even consider it.
Right.
You
yeah.
don't even
Because I typically am very good about saying, hey, that's Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm. But you knew Rob was in Minnesota.
I did
because you watched the baseball.
I know.
Games.
I knew. Yeah. I knew that. But whenever I talked to Rob, again, 99.9% of the time, we're in the same exact.
But you knew he was in Minnesota.
No,
you didn't know that.
Apparently, when I texted him, no, I did not.
You did not.
Did
not think about the fact that he was in Minnesota. Now, do you know that Minnesota's in Central Time?
Yes, I do know that. Of course, I know that. I'm great with time zones.
You say, of course, you know that.
I'm great with time zones.
You say, of course. I'm not sure if that's really of course or not.
I'm great at time zones.
You want to talk about the Lakers being sold?
Yeah, we
Does
could
that
talk about
buy
the
a little
Lakers.
bit of time?
Yes, that would buy me a lot.
I don't care. I have nothing to say about it.
I think it's the end of the. I mean, so Disney's buying the Lakers. I mean, like, they're just going to be on ESPN every night.
Bob Iger is buying the Lakers.
Yeah, what is Bob Iger?
Yes,
He's
I understand
Disney.
what his job is, but Disney is not buying.
He's
the Lakers.
Disney.
He's actually buying it with Jared Kushner's brother. So, just a great group of people in general. This is exactly what we're looking for.
They'll bring them some championships.
So it is. Somebody sent me this from ESPN Jeopardy, and then we're going to play the game whether you're ready or not.
Okay, that's fine.
5'10", this was on ESPN Jeopardy. 5'10" is small for a QB, but who cares? All he did was win the Heisman, 3 Grey Cups, and even convert the first NFL drop kick since 1941. This, to me, could not have been anything other than the easiest clue on the board.
Wow. He did a drop kick in the NFL.
In the NFL.
But he won 3 Grey Cups.
Won 3 Grey Cups. And the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, and he's 5'10".
And he's 5'10".
So he's probably a quarterback.
Not telling you anything.
He
did say 5'10" is small for a QB, so
yeah, that's true. Okay.
I guess it did give away the game a little bit.
Gosh, I don't know.
This is so bad.
I don't know who did the most recent drop kick.
So bad. I mean, that's probably the least known part about the clue. But
yeah, but I feel like I should kind of know that.
A Heisman Trophy winner that won 3 Grey Cups should have given it away very quickly.
How? I don't watch the Grey Cup.
You don't have to watch the Grey Cup to know who had incredible success in the CFL, then managed to translate to having a good run in the NFL.
Because Manziel didn't go there. He didn't go to the CFL.
I don't know. Maybe he showed up at some point, walked around, waved, said hello to everybody. Didn't he at one point go to Montreal, at least report, maybe? Hang on a second. Did Johnny Manziel ever show up in Montreal? I thought he did. Go ahead.
I don't think I'm
Johnny Manziel
I'm not gonna have a competitive guess here.
Had stints in 2018 with both the Hamilton Tiger Cats and Montreal Alouettes. So you were wrong on both things.
All right, Johnny Manziel.
No, definitely not Johnny Manziel. Doug Flutie, of course, is the answer to this question. Won the Heisman.
Wow.
3 Grey Cups.
Born in
success
Manchester,
in the NFL,
Maryland.
and right before his NFL career ended, he had apparently worked out I believe he was with the Chargers at the time. He had worked out a bit where they were going to allow him to attempt a drop kick. It was openly a bit that was just a gift for him at the end of his career.
So it was a work.
Yes,
it shouldn't even count.
It was very much work. Well, he did convert it, so that it definitely does count. Yes, Doug Flutie was the answer to that question. All right, I bought you as much time as I could possibly buy you, Griffin. You better be ready because we got guests coming up that I don't think are on Central Time. So it's time for us to play, you know it from inside the NBA, Who He Play For.
And
we said we were going to do this 2 weeks ago. Griffin apparently never bothered to prepare it. So when I said before the show, hey, we've got time to do Who He Play For today, he said, oh, crap, I didn't do the homework. So here we are. Who He Play For is brought to you by the print issue of Press Box, which is available for free at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores, any of the hundreds of locations around town where you find Press Box, or you could read it all for free at PressBoxOnline.com. There on the cover, you see Kevin Brown. Great cover story. It's only a day or two, I feel like, left for this one. Next week brings you a brand new print issue of Press Box, which will be hitting newsstands.
You did a fantasy draft. You said last night. Why would you?
I didn't do a fantasy draft last night.
Why you were talking about Isaiah Pacheco? What are you?
No, I don't remember why I found out that Isaiah Pacheco was
all right,
a Lion, but I found out that Isaiah Pacheco was a Lion.
Because obviously fantasy or mock drafts rather help you.
We should do a mock draft at some point, but we should do it with Ken, I guess.
Yeah. How about first one? Devin.
So how many do you have total?
I've got a lot.
All right. Very good.
Devin Duvernay.
Oh, good Lord. Why'd you bring up fantasy football and then bring up Devin Duvernay?
Well, because there's some guys who are fantasy relevant and
it's definitely not Devin Duvernay.
and have new clubs.
The last I remember of Devin Duvernay, he was a Jaguar.
I believe that's accurate. He's not currently that.
So I'm just guessing. Devin Duvernay is he's a new man on the Minnesota Vikings.
That's your final guess?
I mean, my final guess was the Jaguars, really.
No, it's not. No, he is
Last
not.
thing I was
He's not a
aware of.
Viking. Should I just keep having you guess?
No, I don't think that's. I think it's whether I get it or not. I think it's like the Lollapalooza game.
He is an Arizona Cardinal.
Sure. Oh, but to be fair, anyone could be an Arizona Cardinal. Good Lord. If you just ran off the Arizona Cardinals roster, I'm effed.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, you would know.
I mean, I would probably
know
get that one.
Okay, all right.
0 for 1.
Yeah, you're 0 for 1. Let's go to, how about Alex Anzalone?
Oh, I know Alex Anzalone.
Yeah.
Because he works with Show Your Soft Side.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, this one should
I
play
know
right into your...
where he was. The question is he still there? Oh, boy.
Yeah, where was he?
Detroit.
He was in Detroit. That's correct.
I'm guessing you pick people that change teams.
That, yes, I think
this
almost
is,
every
I'm
single
really
one.
effed
Well, it's the
now.
point,
I
isn't
know,
it?
but I'm going to do worse than Charles. It's going to be so much worse than Charles. Alex Anzalone is now a new man on the Minnesota Vikings.
He is not a Minnesota Viking. He's a Buccaneer,
Oh.
playing linebacker for Tampa Bay.
I like Alex Anzalone. Is a good guy.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Good guy.
Yes.
Alex Anzalone.
All right, we'll go right along. Let's do Tyler Algier.
He is an Arizona Cardinal.
There you go. He is an Arizona
You
Cardinal.
thought because you had already done a Cardinal, you thought you were getting me on that one. No, he's an Arizona Cardinal.
Good job. Good job. How about Lloyd Cushenberry?
I mean, are you serious? You're doing it. No, this is supposed to be skill position players.
Oh, I can't do offensive lineman?
Yes, we're not doing.
He's
Nobody knows where
we wanted the
offensive
Ravens. We wanted the
lineman
Ravens
is.
to sign him.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that we have any idea where he ended up. This is nonsense. He's a Chicago Bear.
He's a Buffalo Bill.
Sure he is. Come on, man. We're not doing the offensive lineman.
All right, fine. How about David Ojabo?
I have no idea where David Ojabo ended up. Not a Baltimore Raven. I know that much.
That's correct.
I feel like
that rules out one team.
The funny thing is, I feel like I saw something.
That would make sense. You cover football. You cover the league.
I don't really. I was about to say something that I'm not allowed to say. David Ojabo. Where did I see that he ended up somewhere that I was like, what's the connection? He ended up a Houston Texan.
Not a Houston Texan.
Okay.
He is a Miami Dolphin.
I mean, to be fair, these are real ball busters. You're not asking about any relevant player yet.
Fine. Bailey Zappi.
That's your relevant player? Bailey Zappi's not in the league. Ni hao. He's playing for the Shanghai Sharks.
No, I think he's going to.
He's not going to be on a roster. No, this is a bogus list. These are supposed to be actual football players.
I think it's a very good chance that he starts games this year.
Oh, does he? Because he's a New York Jet?
Nailed it. He is a New York football Jet. Bailey Zappi. Welcome to the Jets. How about Kevin Byard?
What is this list?
Sounds like you just didn't want to play the game.
No, I wanted you to use actual football players.
All right, well, go give me Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard's a 49er.
They all matter.
They don't all matter.
Yes, they do.
You use Bailey Zappi. He's a 49er.
You're going to hate this next one. No, he's not a 49er. Should I just not even give it to you?
No,
he's a Patriot.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. How about
use real players?
Cooper Rush.
Would you use a real player?
Cooper Rush plays football.
I don't know if that's true or not. I did see that he signed somewhere this offseason. I remember us giggling about it. The Carolina Panthers.
No, he's right division.
Falcons.
He's a Falcon.
Damn.
He is a Falcon.
I might have remembered that. You pick a real player.
Like Mitch Trubisky?
Is this really what you came up with?
What do you mean? This is the game.
No, the game is like that. I don't know where real players are. You're pitching. Nobody knows where any of these guys are.
Oh, they know where these guys.
They don't know where. No one on the Mrs. Trubisky doesn't know what
football.
team Mitchell Trubisky is playing.
Jamal
for.
Adams.
I did not know Jamal Adams was still in the league.
Where would he have been?
By the way, Trubisky's a Charger.
No.
What is he?
He's Titan.
Sure. Jamal Adams is a Saint.
You wanted no, he's not.
What is he?
He is a Minnesota Viking.
Ah, damn it.
You wanted ones like Kyler Murray. That's what you
Yeah,
wanted.
well, no, everybody knows Kyler Murray was named the starter of the Vikings. But I would again, Isaiah Pacheco is a much more relevant figure than these group of guys, and I had no idea that he was a Detroit Lion until yesterday. That's what I'm looking for. Somebody there's at least a chance that you might consider in your fantasy football draft.
Mecole Hardman.
There's no chance that anyone is considering Mecole Hardman
Yes, they
in their
are.
fantasy football draft. What is this? These are guys that are going to be cut before the season begins.
Mecole Hardman's not getting
It's
cut
not
before
worth.
the season.
There's no way that he finished the season on a roster
Yes,
last year.
yes, he did.
He might have been on a practice.
He is
squad.
on this. He finished the season with this team.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
No,
I don't know.
he's a Buffalo Bill.
Who knows?
He finished the season with. I think he went to the Green Bay first after Kansas City, and then
You're
Buffalo.
asking the most random nonsense. An actual football player.
Rashad White.
That's your. Rashad White is more relevant than some of the other ones that you brought up. I'll give you that. I feel like I saw this. Is Rashad White a Commander?
Rashad White
All right.
is a Washington
I thought I saw
Commander.
that.
Look at that. Look at that. You do like football.
Well,
you wanted like
If you
Stephon
gave
Diggs.
No, I didn't want Stephon Diggs. I wanted players that signed this offseason that we didn't notice.
That's literally all the names I've been giving you.
They could sign today and we wouldn't notice.
Carson Steele.
Who is Carson Steele?
What do you mean? Who's Carson? He was the starting running back for like a week for the Chiefs. Everybody had him in fantasy.
Why are you naming these? What is this?
Because we're playing who he played for.
No, it should have been for players that there's a chance that you might select in the draft.
Hollywood Brown.
Well, I do know that because they're playing the Eagles this week. I only know that because the Ravens are playing the Eagles this week. If truth be told, if the Ravens weren't playing the Eagles this week, I would have thought that he was still a Chief.
He is teammates.
Straight shoot.
He's once again teammates with his former Chief teammate Carson Steele. Yeah, they're both Eagles.
Who knew? Who knew?
I mean, people that like football, I guess.
Carson Steele's not going to be on the team. I don't know if Hollywood Brown's going to be on the team. Or
How
not.
about Amir Abdullah?
Couldn't tell you my life on the line. Another guy that's not going to make a roster.
That
Amir Abdullah is
could be true, I guess.
is also a Viking.
No.
I don't know.
He's a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Sure he is.
How about Rico Dowdle? This is probably, I guess these are the ones you wanted. Easier.
This is easier. Rico Dowdle.
Yes, this is easy. Everyone knows where Rico Dowdle went.
No one knows where Rico Dowdle is.
But I guarantee you, everyone.
Not a chance
John?
in hell. Yeah. You could ask 20 people on the street, and one of them could be Rico Dowdle.
All right. Well, then where's he?
He's a. I don't even know what
He's
to
in
work
the he's
with
in the
here.
division.
He's in the division.
Yeah.
Because he's a Bengal.
No.
That means that he's a Steeler.
He is a Pittsburgh
All
Steeler.
right.
That is right. That is right. Kind of. I don't know. You don't really get points for that. How about David Montgomery?
He's a Texan?
He is a Texan.
Yeah.
Like all the easy one. You're like, oh yeah.
That's the easy
yes,
one is
that's an
David
easy
Montgomery?
one. Yes, that's an easy one.
Sure, there's plenty of people that don't know what team David Montgomery's on. Lots of people.
Anyone who's playing fantasy football. All right, fine. How about? Well, you don't like linemen. I want to do it anyway. Wyatt Teller.
What are we doing?
7 seasons in Cleveland. He's got a new team.
Good. The Jaguars.
No.
I don't know.
Houston.
Okay, we just said we're great. So you're just looking at the Texans roster now,
Right.
and trying to see if you can come up with somebody. That's what this game ended up devolving into.
No, well, I'm not.
It's
looking
almost
at,
like we should have prepared it a
That's
little
not
bit
true.
better.
I'm not just looking at that roster.
Should have prepared it a little bit better.
How about Minka Fitzpatrick?
That is at least a relevant football player. Or he was. Minka Fitzpatrick ended up with let's try the Patriots.
No. You do have the right division.
I have the right division. The Bills.
Nope.
The Jets.
He is a New York football.
That's unfortunate.
Jet.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Poor Minka. What happened to him?
Do we feel bad for Minka?
No, but
he's spent
like,
long
I
enough
know,
time in.
I know. We were
in
supposed
Pittsburgh.
to hate
We
him,
don't like
but
him.
But what happened to him?
How about Juju Smith-Schuster?
Giants.
He is a Giant.
Giants.
Yes. Jadeveon Clowney.
Texans.
He's also he's back.
Yeah.
Back in
I'm hot
Houston.
now.
That's right.
I'm hot now that you've gone with a couple more relevant football players. It's almost like I know where relevant football players are playing.
Then
Guys
you
who will
definitely
make
know.
rosters this year.
Then you
Will
definitely
Juju
know.
make that roster? He probably will. I don't think Odell will.
Neighbors, Slate. No, I don't think Odell will.
Yeah, but Wandale Robinson still is. Wandale
Calvin
Robinson
Austin.
still
Calvin,
there?
I guess that would have been a good one to have given you. Calvin Austin. He's
a giant.
Yeah, he's a giant.
Couldn't have told you that. Wandale's still a giant, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Who does Wandale Robinson
God.
play for?
I really thought he was a giant. A Falcon.
No. Just give it to you.
Saint.
No.
I got nothing.
He is a Tennessee Titan.
Why? Why?
I hoping to
Why?
catch passes, I guess. He wanted
But
to play.
wasn't he like the number 2 guy in New York, and now he's the number 3 guy
I
in
guess
Tennessee?
they gave him money. I assume it was
Is Calvin
a real
Ridley still in
contract.
Tennessee?
Calvin Ridley.
Tennessee.
He's a Tennessee Titan.
Hey, yeah. So it wouldn't be the number 2.
How about KJ Osborne?
No.
What do you mean no?
That's not a real thing.
Yes, he is. He didn't he go for 100
No.
yards against the Ravens?
I mean, did he? Did he? Nobody knows. No one knows. He's a Raider.
He's a Titan.
Sure he is. You're just looking at the Titans roster now. That's what you're
No,
doing.
it's not true.
Yes, you look back at the Titans roster.
Daniel Bellinger.
Titans.
He is a Titan.
Yay! Because Griffin's just looking at the Titans roster. This
Chris Rodriguez. I was gonna say Christian. I guess he goes. His name's probably Christian. Chris Rodriguez.
I did not know he left the Commanders.
They picked up Rashad White, so
that's a good point. So they didn't
Chris
need him
Rodriguez
anymore.
found a
So
new
he
home.
went to the Chargers.
he did not go to the Chargers.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I
I
would've
forgot,
been
I
right.
forgot as well as that, even though I just looked at it.
Not good.
He's a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Sure he is.
Yeah,
Sure
he
he
is.
is.
I
Anything
think-
else?
How about Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
I can't believe he's still in the league. There's no way that there's somebody still giving him a shot.
Oh, they're giving him a shot.
He's a Texan.
Nope.
He's a Giant.
No.
He's a Bear.
He is.
We're just naming teams. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just the Rams, the
No.
49ers, the Seahawks, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
He-
all
and-
right.
MVS is a Dallas Cowboy.
Give me 18 tries. I'm getting there. This was also supposed to be a public service that we were like telling people where these players played for, not guess who's getting a.
Okay, you
training
want all right?
camp tryout.
Keaton Mitchell.
He went to the Chargers, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell is a Charger.
But I only know that because we were interested.
Um,
Another team's Keaton Mitchell. I would have no idea where they were.
yeah. Let's go with.
Like I realized the
Where's
other
that
day, I didn't know who the running back was for the Cowboys. I still don't think I know who the running back is for the Cowboys. Who's the Cowboys running back?
Javonte Williams, I think.
That's who they're going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they just don't have one. That's the
Oh,
answer.
that guy can carry the football.
Well, I mean, legally speaking, he plays the position, sure, but they're just
It'd be him or Jaden Blue, I guess. Jadon Blue.
okay. So they just got nothing. They're just sort of going zero running back. They're doing Ken Zales' fantasy football bit.
Israel Abanikanda.
We got. Are we making a? Call?
yeah,
you got a good one to wrap up on?
Yeah, I got a lot
to
of
salvage
good ones.
this horrendous.
I got
bit.
a lot of good ones. Jake Hummel.
Is that really? Give me something to wrap. You're wrapping the game. with one.
Texans. Tylan Wallace.
Browns.
Yes.
Hey,
How about Super Bowl champion Boye Mafe?
Commanders.
No. Bengals. Josh Johnson.
I can't believe he's still on a team.
It's his third stint with this team.
The 49ers?
No. He was with this team in 2013 and
How am I
2015.
supposed to know that? He's been with all of the teams.
He
The
was,
Commanders.
He was that was last year.
Oh. The Bears.
No.
I don't know all the Josh Johnson teams. If we were doing the Patrick Stevens.
He's a
game-
Bengal.
He's a Bengal. How about that? Well, I would say he's going to play, but Joe obviously will keep that from happening. Not Joe Burrow.
I think I had another
Joe
good
Flacco.
one. Draymond Jones.
Oh, I remember because I really kind of wanted him back. Draymond Jones ended up a Patriot.
He is.
Yeah, I remember that.
How about former first-round pick Clelin Ferrell?
I can't believe he's still in the league. I refuse to believe that. He's
on a bad team.
He's on a bad team. He's on the Cardinals.
The Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
Dolphins. Those are the good ones. I think those are the best ones.
It's already 12 o'clock. Now we're getting to the point of the show where we actually had things to do. Not just name.
Good job.
Not just name guys that are going to be cut before the season begins. Most of the guys.
Christian Kirk.
I didn't know he wasn't a Texan anymore. Christian Kirk. How is he not a? He's a Falcon. No. Who's the Falcons' number 2 receiver? Yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
Thank you. Where the hell is Christian Kirk?
Bijan,
I was thinking of that earlier today. Who's the number 2 guy? Christian Kirk is he's a bear. I don't know. He's getting Steve Wyche on the phone, so he can't answer this question for me. He's a Chicago Bear. That's what I'm guessing. What is he?
He's a San Francisco 49er.
How about that? They had that wide receiver picture is very murky out there.
You should know Jalen Waddle
is a Bronco.
There you go. We can end on that.
All right, very good. Whew, that was all over the place. Our next guest was out at Ravens training camp last week, now with NFL Network and ESPN. It's always a pleasure for us to welcome back Steve Wyche to the program. Steve, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's always great to catch up with you. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes for us. Did you know which team Christian Kirk currently plays for?
I did.
Oh, you're Steve Wyche. We can't get any of these past.
He's with the 49ers.
He is with the 49ers. I did not know that answer. I didn't do so well on this game this morning. We did the Charles Barkley Who He Play For game, and I did about as well as Chuck does. It was a really rough show. Steve, obviously whenever the conversation, the preseason conversation surrounding the Ravens is about what's new, right? Like it's about Jesse Minter, it's about Declan Doyle, it's about all the coaching staff changes. It's interesting to me because, like, around the league, the concept seems to be, well, hey, they're, it's either they or the Bills are the betting favorites in the AFC. It seems to be Lamar Jackson's still there. It seems to be that most everyone expects it to just be sort of the continued, this is the Ravens. But is there a greater question? Is there something that Jesse Minter has to prove, Declan Doyle has to prove that, like, they're not going to screw this up or there's not going to be at least like a learning curve in the first year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's with any new coaching staff. And by the way, the Denver Broncos are probably the team to beat in the AFC. They are loaded, and getting Jalen Waddle is a whole other dimension. But yeah, when it comes back to the Ravens, anytime you have a new coaching staff, there's a whole level of communication. There's a whole level of teaching, and then on the player side, there's a whole level of buy-in. And that's when I was there, that's what Derrick Henry was telling me, is that it's not just Jesse Minter, it's not just Declan Doyle, it's Anthony Weaver, some familiar faces. And the way that they're communicating and teaching to the position groups, to their side of the ball as coordinators, and to the team as a whole, that is a significant thing that's got those players believing. And that is huge, because not every time a player is going to believe, even though a new coach can come in with incredible credentials, as a coordinator, they might not be able to communicate a certain way for that particular locker room, whereas it worked in the previous locker room he worked at. And that does not seem to be the case with the Ravens. They seem to be all on board in terms of player buy-in with this new staff.
Steve, is there, like, do you expect things to be significantly different? Like, this is still someone in Jesse Minter who worked under John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh. It's a defensive coordinator who's very much everything about him is he's a Raven, and Anthony Weaver. Do you expect it to be significantly different? Like they're going to do things, or is it kind of going to be mostly what we know of the Baltimore Ravens and kind of like the Ravens way, if you will?
I think it'll be more of the Ravens way with some differences. Jesse Minter wants to put a stamp on things. Declan Doyle is somebody who you've heard for a couple of years behind circles is going to be a superstar. But we'll see what tweaks are going to be made. I mean, you're already seeing some of the simple things, but it's kind of the catch strategy change in the NFL as the quarterback getting under center more. It sets up the play action. It does things, differently for the offensive line protections. So we're hearing that, but how is that actually going to look? I think defensively it's going to look very similar to what we've seen. As we know, Jesse Minter was there. The defensive line, Jesse Minter has found ways wherever he goes to have a singular pass rusher from the edge do well, but also a singular pass rusher from the interior do well. So those are things, especially if Nnamdi Madubuike can come back healthy and perform, and Calais Campbell's got something left, to perform, that could be huge. And Kyle Hamilton, for as great as he's been, man, you look at that guy, he's played that star position under Jesse Minter, and they've been dynamic. So a lot of the similar principles, again, with Anthony Weaver coaching it on that side, but there will be some tweaks.
We're chatting with Steve Wyche, NFL Network, ESPN, here on GCR. Steve, I think that one of the questions, you bring up Jesse Minter and what he's done defensively, is the presence of Jesse Minter alone, and then maybe combined with, obviously, the arrival of Trey Hendrickson, is Jesse Minter's pixie dust and Trey Hendrickson enough to completely fix this Ravens defense, which was at best a middling unit a year ago?
I mean, it's going to help. I mean, Trey Hendrickson's a dynamic player who's shown that when he's healthy, he's consistently been able to do it. And again, Jesse Minter, I live in LA. I've seen what he's done with the Chargers. I saw what he did before that. He's the real deal. But no, there's other things they've got to fix. I mean, they've got to see if they can get Mike Green going. They've got to get that whole D line fixed. I mean, they were not great against the run last year. And, it's a cliche, but it's true. You got to earn the right to rush the passer, and that means you can't be in third and short a lot. So there's that part. So I think, again, it's the connectivity we're talking about with player, coach, player, the buy-in and the execution, along with durability. I mean, that's a 17-game season, but I think if they're on the same page early on, this defense could be significantly improved, because what we saw last year just simply wasn't a Ravens defense. With their leading sack guy had 4.5. They had 30 for the season. That was, I believe, 30th best in the NFL, if you want to say 30th worst. That's not what we're used to, and I do think that's one of the reasons why Jesse Minter's the head coach there.
There have only been 2 rookie head coaches to have ever won a Super Bowl, and one, like George Seifert, was very unique because he was just basically a continuation of Bill Walsh. It's also been a really long time since anyone's done it. Is there reason to believe that the Ravens are unique enough that history isn't relevant for them coming into the season, or is it really too much to ask of a rookie head coach to immediately be able to win a Super Bowl?
That's a great question. I don't know if it's too much to ask, because, he's not taking over. A lot of rookie coaches take over bad teams.
Right.
That's why you haven't seen it a lot. This isn't a bad team. Right. He's not taking over where you've got to use the first overall pick on a quarterback and things like that. So I think this is, I won't say a unique situation, maybe an unusual situation where a first-time head coach takes over an established club with a lot of great players, with a 2-time MVP. So you can't rule anything out here in terms of them being good at getting to the Super Bowl.
Is it just as simple as that like the reason why we don't see it is because it's only bad teams, or is there to you maybe something about the difficulty of establishing your footing that quickly? I mean, Mike McDonald obviously did it in 2 years, right? So it can be done quickly, but is there still something about just establishing your footing that makes it difficult for rookie head coaches?
I mean, I'm sure that that's something to it, but again, a lot of it just depends on your locker room.
Yeah.
If you've got veteran guys, when I say veteran guys, not just experienced guys, right? But you've got leaders. Like the day I was there, you saw something. So they went through a pretty intense practice, and a lot of the third and fourth teamers didn't get reps. So the coaching staff said, okay, third and fourth teamers, you guys have to do some extra conditioning after practice. And Derrick Henry and Kyle Hamilton and those guys are like, no, we're not fractioning this off. Everybody's going to do extra conditioning. Okay, those are veteran leaders saying, hey, we are one team. We're doing it one way, one voice, one heartbeat, right? And that's a locker room. That's going to show, hey, we've got the coaches back in case there are things that might slip through the cracks because of that head coaching inexperience. And so, again, I think that's why it's that situation. A lot of factors have to fall into place. Like, even with as talented of a roster as the Ravens may have, those 3 new interior offensive linemen, they've got to play well together. They've got to learn to play on that thread. The wide receivers, someone else has to emerge besides Zay Flowers.
Yep.
They've got to have continued threats, because in today's game in the NFL, you've got to hit explosive plays, you've got to stay healthy, and you've got to be able to get not just a 3rd and 1, but the 4th and 1, but the way teams are going for it on 4th down now.
You brought that up. I spent a lot of this offseason, Steve, talking about how while I like a lot of the Ravens' young receivers, and everybody knows Jacoby Lane is turning heads during training camp, it is odd to me that a team that, fired a head coach because they want to win Super Bowls is really going into the season with so few knowns in the pass-catching department, right? Like, Zay's a known, and they paid him, and that makes sense. Rashad Bateman, I guess we're calling a known, but he only had 200 yards a year ago. Mark Andrews is a known who's coming off his worst season. Then everything after that. Were you surprised they didn't dip into the veteran, the high end of the veteran pass catching department? Is there, we saw Zay go down for a couple of days over the weekend, and I was like, boy, imagine if it had been longer. Do you think it might still make sense for them to consider like a Keenan Allen who's still out there?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I thought they would be in on the Stephon Diggs bidding. I think that they're that close as to where if they get somebody like a Stephon Diggs or a Keenan Allen, who at least will get defensive coordinators to say, we've got to also plan for this guy instead of planning for Derrick Henry. Like right now, okay, Derrick Henry and Lamar. Okay, you always got a game plan for them. But if you've got that third option, that helps.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, you look at, some teams like the Lions where they've got multiple tight ends and multiple wide receiving threats. That opens up the field for Jamar Gibbs, right? So that I was very surprised that they didn't add to it. Not saying that they can't or they won't, and they want to see what they have. But in today's NFL, it is about a guy who can take a 6-yard catch and turn it into a 60-yard play.
Sure.
It is about explosive plays from time to time. It's about geometry and angles and things like that. And you got to have multiple threats besides Zay Flowers to get that done.
Obviously, they're hoping some of these young guys can be that, but hope is what it is, and the Ravens have had a lot of guys over the years they had hoped would be that didn't prove to be. Steve, how do we talk?
Look, don't discount that though. I mean, you can coach guys up. I live out in LA and I see the Rams. I've seen them do it, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. I mean, it can happen.
Sure,
it can happen. So don't just discount that.
The Lamar Jackson conversation, I do not care that Lamar Jackson was 69th on the end. And with all due respect to everything you guys do with the NFL media, I have no anger towards it whatsoever just because I'm over all of this stuff. I don't really care about the narratives related to Lamar Jackson because the only Lamar Jackson narrative that matters is he going to win a Super Bowl or not? Like, he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest players of all time. It's just, will he win a Super Bowl or not? That's it. But there is the other part of this, which is that everyone knows that he and the team needed to get an extension done before this year, and they didn't. And it's an eerily similar story, or it starts to feel that way, with the caveat being he's now 2 seasons away from true free agency, and maybe the Ravens having to think about this next year if they haven't gotten an extension done. What do you make of this situation, of this happening again? There is no reason for us to think that Lamar wants to be anywhere other than Baltimore, but then there's the flip side, which is then why isn't he under contract to remain in Baltimore?
I mean, has anybody set a deadline that they've got to get it done during training camp or before week 1?
No.
Yeah, I mean, they can get it done at some point during the season. Yeah, I wouldn't panic right now. I don't think this is like a Baker Mayfield self-imposed, hey, I want to get it done by this date or else. I think this is something that can be finessed, and discussion can take place through the season. I don't. Now, look, because Lamar's his own agent, has, some advisors, maybe that can be distracting, if you do it during the season. But everything I gather, look, I know both sides want to get it done. I don't think there's any, gun to the head date that it has to be done by. So, again, I think this is something that can be finessed and worked through over time. I wouldn't, at this point, I would not sweat it very much.
All right. I'm going to trust you, Steve. And if it goes the wrong way, I'm going to call you back, and I'm going to be.
There you go.
I know, Steve, you are always around the Hall of Fame, and you're a selector as well. We are one.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not a selector.
Not
I apologize.
I'm not.
I don't know why I thought you were a selector, but I know you cover the Hall of Fame every year.
Yes.
What do you make of we in Baltimore were so encouraged that Terrell Suggs, Marshall Yanda were in the top 7 last year, and that you would think means they're next on the doorstep, right, to get in. But then you look at this insanely loaded class coming in this year, and if you said to me, hey, year 1, Rob Gronkowski, Ben Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson, are any of them not? I mean, to me, I don't know how you even have a conversation. What do you make? Are those guys definitely all to you immediate Hall of Famers? Is there something that we should be thinking about more there? And what might that mean for these 2 guys that we feel like are waiting here in Baltimore?
Look, all you have to do is look what happened last year. I mean, did there seem like anything more of a slam dunk than Bill Belichick getting in on the first ballot Hall of Fame, and he didn't?
Yeah.
I mean, so look, there's selectors who put a lot of thought into this. They've got the rationale. There is a new voting process where guys cancel each other out and things like this. So, look, on paper and everything else, you would think Rob Gronkowski and Adrian Peterson for sure would be first ballot Hall of Famers, right? But you just don't know, right? I would think that Marshall Yanda and Terrell Suggs, being so close, are right there on the cusp. but there's other people. I mean, is Belichick going to get in and take one of those spots? Could there be, another one? Could Robert Kraft or Mike Holmgren get in and take one of those spots? You just don't know how it's going to roll. But you look at the next couple first-year eligibles, 28. I think you got J.J. Watt and Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, we can go ahead and start sizing them up right now.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no conversation.
Be
it's interesting because you said the two. You didn't say Roethlisberger. Is that are you thinking that they might penalize Ben Roethlisberger? Because to me, I can't imagine, just from a football perspective, Ben Roethlisberger being anything other than a first ballot Hall of Famer. But we all know that there's more to that story. Are you thinking that they might make him wait because of that?
No, I don't think it has.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it might be. Again, I'm not in the room. I don't know what discussions. But I mean, you might just say okay, is Ben, when you think of first ballot guys, is he in the same conversation as a Joe Montana or Dan Marino? To some people, absolutely. But the other, I mean, it used to be the 2 Super Bowls was the criteria, but Eli's not in yet, right? So, Philip Rivers is he can't anymore. He changed his eligibility date when he came back to play.
The clock.
But it's going to be interesting to see if they consider, I think Ben Roethlisberger Hall of Famer. Is he a first ballot guy? I don't know what goes into the thinking and the criteria, because again, there was no bigger slam dunk to me than Bill Belichick.
Right.
But then you see this year's class, and you're like, well, okay, that's a pretty awesome class.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Pretty spectacular group. So again, with the rules being changed, voting rules a couple of years ago, and we're seeing smaller classes now. You can't say anything. And again, of those guys eligible, I would think that Gronk and Adrian Peterson would be the 2 leaders in the clubhouse for first ballot guys.
Steve, what's next for you, sir?
What's next for me? I'm going to be in studio on the Insiders tonight. We'll be talking a couple of things going on in training camp right now, and I'm waiting to see what's next for me with this new merger with ESPN.
Yeah, right. It could be anywhere.
There's a few balls in the air.
Yeah,
so we're waiting. We're waiting to find out our schedules and assignments and things like that. But I'm excited about the future. I'm pumped up. And hopefully I'll see you down in Baltimore pretty soon, because I think that's going to be a fun team to watch.
At Wyche89 is how you follow him on Twitter, where you see the picture of him and Baldy with Lamar Jackson right there. NFL Network, ESPN. Steve Wyche, always appreciate you, man. Thanks for spending the time with us.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Steve Wyche with us here on GCR talking Ravens. When we come back in, Kyson Witherspoon. One of the pitchers acquired last week by the Orioles in the Adley Rutschman trade. Started with the Frederick keys in this system. That's on the way. Glenn Clark Radio.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports & Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner, with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnken. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnken LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Warnken LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkenlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
All right, back in here on GCR as we continue along on a Wednesday edition of the program. Our first opportunity to chat with this young man who was acquired by the Baltimore Orioles just last week in that trade deadline deal with the Boston Red Sox. He's a former first-round pick and a phenom at Oklahoma. He's Kyson Witherspoon, and he's currently with the Frederick Keys. He's with us now here on GCR. Kyson, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Kyson, I imagine this had to be a really whirlwind week for you, right? We always talk to the guys that get traded at the major league level, but I got to imagine for someone like you, it's even more crazy, right? Like you're establishing yourself in an organization. You have no idea that nobody's reporting about you being in these conversations. Can you describe like what the emotions are like, how, at your age you go through it, you handle it, and then what the feelings are when you finally arrive and you maybe get settled now in the Orioles organization?
Yeah, kind of as the deadline kind of started getting closer, there was always like thoughts in my mind thinking that I could be a piece of a trade sometime. And when I got the call, it didn't really feel real until I ended up landing with the Orioles or with the Keys when we were down in Jersey Shore, like just being with a different team, new staff. But I'm really liking it so far. Everybody down here has been really good to me. My first week down here at the home field here in Frederick, really, really nice. I'm excited to be playing for you guys.
What is like? How do you measure the shock, the discipline, the having to go through all of it? Like I got to pick up my life, all that versus the excitement that a team specifically wanted you and targeted you. Like how do you measure those two things?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of taking it a day at a time right now, just trying to be where my feet are. I think it's cool that I was a part of a trade with Adley, huge name guy that's been popping around the league for a long time. So it's cool that I'm a part of something big for the league. So I think that's a good way to look at it and kind of just trying to establish myself here in the Orioles organization.
Do you just from a functionality standpoint, like what goes with you? I'm assuming at your age, like can I assume you're not married, Kyson?
Yeah, I'm not married.
Right. So like I imagine this maybe isn't as difficult as it is for some guys. Like I'm guessing you were renting anyway, and so it's just like, all right, I just got to pack up some stuff and get on the road. Maybe it's not all that difficult functionally.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty simple guy. I really just had to pack up my stuff. I'm just going to play baseball somewhere else. That's kind of the only way I kind of see it. I'm still playing the game I learned, so.
It's like a have glove will travel kind of situation.
That's right.
It's what it is, and it's working out. Kyson, obviously you've been under a microscope before because you were such a high draft pick and you've been talked about. So I ask like, hey, now that as you point out, you were a key piece in this trade, and so a lot of people are looking at you and thinking about you and wanting to see how you perform. I'm going to assume, given the spotlight that you pitched under at Oklahoma and being a top prospect, like that none of that is going to be difficult for you, that you know what it's like pitching under a spotlight, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's any different than anything I've done in the past couple of years. So just throwing the ball. It's pretty simple.
If we only looked at the numbers for your first pro season, then people come away and saying, okay, elevated ERA, maybe the whip a little bit higher than you'd want. But we also know that only looking at the numbers can miss a lot of context, right? Like that sometimes it's just one game that goes a certain way, or you're so specifically working on something that you're prioritizing that over the numbers. Can you walk me through, like if you were doing your own self-evaluation, what you've been happiest about from your first pro season, what you think still needs to improve moving forward?
Yeah, I think this past year it's kind of been ironing out kind of pitch shapes. That's been the biggest focus coming from like spring training with the Red Sox, and I think my shapes have gotten a lot better. I think that everything across the board has honestly gotten better. I think still chasing velo. I think that's the biggest. I wouldn't say concern, but I think that's the big focus right now. And then just really throwing more strikes overall. I think with the addition of reload and then being more competitive in the zone, I think I'll be right back to where people are kind of expecting me to be and where I know I can be here.
You mentioned the velo, right? We've seen you, I think regularly touch in that 95 to 97 range, and then I know it got even, you picked up even more velocity than that at times. Where do you want to be? Like, where's the comfort for you? Not like what I'm capable if I really rear back and give it everything, but where you want your fastball to be consistently.
Yeah, my goal right now for this season is really to have an average heater of around 97.
Okay.
I've reached that, I think, one outing so far this year, but that's pretty hefty goal. So I think trying to get there and being able to pitch at that mark, not necessarily just empty the tank and throw as hard as I can everywhere. I think being able to pitch at that mark is a big goal for me.
I think that's the part that's interesting to a lot of people, because someone say, hey, if you're capable of throwing 99, why not try to throw 100? But like as far as longevity and what you want to do with your career is concerned, like that's just not what's best for you. It's better to be sitting around 97 is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the goal is to eventually be sit 99, but you got to take it one step at a time.
Okay, I can respect that, right? Like in the major leagues, let's hit 99 constantly. I like the sounds of that. Working deeper into games, how much of that is still part of the story for you and wanting to go a little bit further? I'm assuming that's all part of the plan. Again, not wanting to just throwing away innings at this level is not something that anybody's worked on. But how important is that part of your game for you?
It's very important. I think all that comes along with is just being more efficient in innings, attacking batters, getting quick outs, and not wasting very many pitches trying to get guys out. So I think just being efficient will be the biggest reason to go deeper in the games.
All right, so we want to know about you, man. We want to find out about your background. Let's just start, right? For a kid in Florida, how did it become baseball? When did you know that was what you were in love with? When was pitching the option for you? What's the whole story on Kyson Witherspoon?
Yeah, I think baseball really started becoming the sport for me when I was 12. I went to the Cal Ripken World Series with my pretty much rec ball teams.
Wait. Was that the Cal Ripken World Series when it was still in Aberdeen here, or is that some?
I don't know if it was Babe Ruth or Cal Ripken, but we were in where was it? It was Missouri, James Park.
Yep.
It was the replica field.
Yep.
Replica fields there. We ended up beating Hawaii in the U.S. version or U.S. portion of the tournament. And then we ended up playing Japan in the final. And seeing that, all the other countries coming together and watching that was very eye-opening for me. I think playing on that kind of stage was, some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. And then freshman year of high school, that was when I ended up turning just to straight baseball. The last sport I ended up doing was swimming. I was a competitive swimmer for a good portion of my life growing up. And then after that tournament, decided to go to baseball, and even still, pitching wasn't on my mind. I wanted to be a shortstop my whole life, and then Yeah, I always wanted to be a shortstop. I love watching Francisco Lindor. I love watching Javi Baez, those type of guys. I like the action guys. And then senior year of high school, I was coming in like relief throwing. I just ended up throwing a bit harder. I put on a good amount of weight junior year. Started just developing physically, and then some velocity gains came there. But still, mindset was to be a shortstop. I was being recruited to handful of JUCOs in Florida, ended up committing to Northwest Florida State, and I was two-way there for about a month in the season, but being a shortstop and pitcher at that level really doesn't go together. It was just a lot of throwing, a lot of toll on the body. Kind of had a deep conversation with the coaching staff, kind of seeing what they thought I could go farther as, and pitching, I think, I was leaning that way more myself. And then they kind of confirmed that, and then that's when I decided to just be a PO.
All right, so I've got so many follow-ups to what you just told us, right? Like, I need to know if you had stuck with swimming, how good of a swimmer were you? Like, would you have been like competing to make it to the Olympics? Was that difficult for you to give up?
Oh, I don't think it was that difficult.
Okay,
I think it was more just to stay in shape. I was always like competitive for the leagues I was in with the school and
but
stuff,
it was just for fun. All right. The JUCO route is fascinating to me, right? Like, when you did that, did you know, hey, I'm doing this so I can improve my options? Like, did you have any doubt at that point that you were going to be able to get to D1, and you were just doing it to stay? Like, that part of it is always fascinating, because some guys do it like knowing they could go to lots of places, but they just want a step to improve there, or some guys go there not knowing if they're going to get another chance. Where were you at that point as far as what you believed and why you decided to go the JUCO route?
Yeah, I thought that JUCO was definitely just a route for me to go to develop more as a player, more physically. And I had a couple like smaller D1 offers out of high school, but I thought that JUCO route, even being in the conference I was in, the D1 and JCAA division in Florida, one of the best in the country, I thought there was no better place for me to go at that point in my life, and definitely paid off. And I think as the season went on, as I continued to fall more into the pitcher role, get more comfortable, then I think I just kind of saw myself in the possibility of going somewhere better. And then Oklahoma called. They're actually one of the first teams to offer me after the season ended, and that's kind of just how it all fell out.
Was it difficult for you to give up the shortstop dream? Like, was that, you say you got to make a decision, but was there a party that was like, yeah, well, but I want to be a shortstop, so I'd just rather do that? Like, was that a tough call for you at that point?
Yeah, that was definitely tough. I think it was more of having to put down the bat that I was more kind of sad about, but it's all good. I think it's all worked out.
Hang on a second, though. Now, this is the real question. If we get into one of those crazy scenarios in the future where you get to like the 11th inning and you've used all of the bats off your bench and then someone gets hurt, do you feel like you could still pick up a bat like in an emergency spot? Would you volunteer to be the pitcher that had to hit in a situation?
Oh yeah,
like
I would for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
I dig that. Do you still try to squeeze in like cuts somewhere? Like the guys ever walk by like, Kyson, what are you doing? Like we don't need you to do that.
At this point, no. I think the only type of swinging I do in life now is on the golf course.
Fair enough. Enough.
That's all I picked up.
I can respect that. When was it like real for you that when did you have the epiphany? I'm going to be able to do this. Obviously, you're not there yet, but I'm sure you have that feeling of I'm going to be a big leaguer. When did you have that first feeling of this is real? I can do this for work. This can be my profession.
Yeah, I think going into my junior year or my last year at Oklahoma, I think just the strides I made over the summer playing in the Cape Cod League, playing with Team USA, and then going back on campus, I think that was really the point where I was thinking it was going to be my last year if everything like continued to trend as it did. I think just kind of as that season went along and I kept throwing well, that was really the point where I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm doing something.
I mean, it's working out all right for you. It's working out quite all right for you. Kyson, I know that he was a little bit above you, but did you get to know like Anthony at all in the Red Sox system? Had you had conversations, and And what's it like now, the two of you being together in a new place, and obviously not together because you're not at the same level, but like what's that dynamic like?
Yeah, me and Ant, we roomed together at during spring training. It was me, him, and Marcus Phillips. So all of us were together. We're all super close. I talked to him a handful of times. I need to call him here in a bit, but we've been talking every now and then, and just trying to get up there, see him as fast as I can, pretty much. So we're just working day by day, trying to get up there, see him. But yeah, that's my guy for sure.
Is there a thought that like this could be a pretty special thing, the two of you together, like now kind of being like the two pitchers that like a new system is looking towards? Like, have you thought about how special that possibility might be for the two of you?
Yeah, I think just chance, just the fact that both of us got the call to come up here. I think it's all God working. I think that's just a sign that we can be great things, that we were looked at in such a good light that we both could come and be a key piece for an organization.
How competitive are you and your brother? Like, not just when you brought up golf, like, I'm not even talking about baseball.
Yeah.
Like, how competitive are you just on like a day-to-day basis?
Very.
Okay.
Very, very, very competitive.
What are you guys competing in besides, like, do you guys play like, games on your phone against each other just to be competitive? Like, how do you guys, when you're together, what might it look like?
Yeah, it's whenever we meet, it's mostly in off season now since we're on different teams. But if it's on the golf course, it's always chippy. We're trying to outdrive each other, trying to see whoever puts it closest to the pin. Since we're apart, most of our time together, the way we bond is mostly on video games, so on our Xbox. So just in that kind of sense, we don't want to lose. We'll play on the same team. We'll give each other we'll jab at each other for not doing very good at the game, just try to get under their skin. But all stuff like that, just trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it very, very competitive.
That's
Just
awesome.
how we show love.
That's awesome, man. Was that difficult at all for you two, like splitting up? Like, obviously you've been together for most of your lives. Like, was it difficult for you guys to split up in the last few years?
I wouldn't say it's very difficult. I'd just say it's more of just a change of scenery.
I get it.
So I think both of us, we've been pretty independent pretty much our whole lives. So I think just we've learned pretty quickly how to deal with it. We still talk every week. So I think we're handling it pretty well.
I happen to see that today is somebody's birthday. I guess both of your birthdays. We should say that.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Kyson.
Thank you.
Tell me, in the perfect world, like anything that you could get within reason, like under, say, $10,000. If you could have one birthday gift, what would it be?
Cologne.
Cologne. You're a cologne. Do you have a go-to?
I have a handful of go-tos.
All right.
That's my big thing.
Is it like different for what you're doing? Like you wear a certain cologne when you go to play golf, maybe a cologne when you're going out to dinner. Like, do you have a whole repertoire?
I do.
How many bottles? This is the perfect question. How many bottles of cologne did you travel with you when you made the trip down?
Oh yeah, I have a big old box. I think I've got maybe 30 with me right now.
There's more. The crazy part is there's more cologne than clothes.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. So if you're looking to get something, a welcome, a birthday gift for Kyson Witherspoon, newest part of the Orioles organization. If there's a bottle that's like your white whale. Is there a bottle of cologne? Because this is not my world, right? I'm a 42-year-old man who's been married for 100 years, so I've basically given up. Is there a white whale like I think about this with bourbon? Like there are bottles of bourbon that you're chasing. Is there a bottle of cologne that you don't have and you would like to have?
That I don't have and I would like to have. Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. There's a good question. I think Clive Christian Blonde Amber is one I want to get right now.
Okay, listen to me. You want to be best friends with Kyson Witherspoon? You find him out in Frederick. You get this man that bottle. And you got it. By the way, we actually had a listener check in and wanted to say thank you because he came to see you pitch in Jersey, and you found he and his son in the midst of a group of weirdo autograph hounds and you came over and greeted them and signed an autograph for his son. So that's from Jack, and he wanted you to say thank you to you for that. So that's a shout out to you, Kyson Witherspoon. That's awesome, man. Kyson, we are so excited to have you here. You're not really using the Twitter account much anymore, correct?
No.
But
I try to stay out there.
Good for you. It's a cesspool. I'd like to get rid of it any day. It would be wonderful for me if that was an option. But you are on Instagram, correct? At Kybone.904?
Yes, sir.
Give him a follow there. Kyson Witherspoon, we can't wait to see what's next for you as you travel through the Orioles organization, man. Congratulations on being in Frederick, and hopefully it won't be too long before we're talking about Baltimore Oriole Kyson Witherspoon. Appreciate you taking the time for us. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
Kyson Witherspoon with us here on GCR. Appreciate him doing that. I have never been a cologne man in my life. I will acknowledge that, like every other douchebag in their 20s, I'm not calling Kyson that. I'm saying, because he's not. He's a cologne man. I absolutely was a body spray man. I used entirely too much Axe body spray during my life. I mean, a lot of us were using it in place of showers. Like, it was definitely a horse bath situation. Not because we wanted to, because there were inevitably nights where you were going out and drinking all night, and then you had to be at work the next morning, and 2 hours of sleep. You weren't cutting into that to make sure you got a shower, or class the next morning.
Still, ugh.
I'm not saying it's not gross, but we did it. We definitely. The number of times we used the term horse bath because we just knew we were just going to Axe body spray it. Like, you and your buddy be like, dude, we got class at 9. Bro, we're just going to be horse bathing. Like, we would just use that casually. And that for us, that was just, somebody's got it. Somebody has a bottle, because you never knew you were staying. You might end up crashing somewhere else. Somebody had a bottle of Axe body spray that you were going to be able to take care of business with in order to be, at least less repulsive when you arrived where you were going. I was never truly a cologne man, though. I never, I definitely had a bottle of Brute cologne when I was in high school. I remember my father, doing the whole lesson with me about, the appropriate amount of cologne. You don't want to overwhelm it, son. And then me putting on entirely too much cologne a few times. And I want to even say, when I went to high school dances, it was probably still cologne at that point and not body spray. But when the rise of Axe body spray really killed... Oh, you know what I definitely owned a bottle of? Everybody did. If you were outside when this thing happened, there was a Michael Jordan cologne. But listen to me, it wasn't the way that all these...
Smell like basketballs?
It was just called Michael Jordan cologne.
Okay.
They didn't call it Airman.
Oh, okay. Air cologne.
They just called it Michael Jordan cologne, which in hindsight,
Jumpman cologne.
What? How was that a thing? But it was a phenomenon. When the Michael Jordan cologne was released, I got to figure out. I got to do a little research on this. Michael Jordan cologne. It was just called Michael Jordan. I think it looks like they still make it. And it's still just called Michael Jordan? How is that?
Well, why do they need to call? I mean, that sounds...
Legitimately,
if there was a single name...
The bottle just says Michael Jordan cologne.
I mean, if there was a single name that you could just sell something...
I guess.
But
then I would think
Calvin Klein, but
it seems kind of douchey in that way, right? We know
Jordan.
Michael Jordan cologne.
Oh, is that Michael Jordan?
Yeah, right. We all got a bottle of Michael Jordan cologne. Everybody did. When was it released? Hang on a second. When was it released? It was released in October of 1996. I would have been 13 years old. Evening, ladies. Rolling over to Brandon Pindell's basement to listen to Mariah Carey and talk about Dawson's Creek. I don't know. That's what
Dawson's Creek.
I did not watch, but I had to pretend like I watched because the young ladies watched, and I wanted to talk to the young ladies. My sister watched the Dawson's Creek, and so I would sometimes poke in on what was going on the creek so that I might have something to say about Pacey or Joey when I was
You ask him, you say, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, right. Like, can you
Tell-
give me,
just give me-
can you
just give me a quick rundown
Give me a
of
little
whatever.
bit. Can you just give me a little bit on this? Imagine me showing up in my Jinko jeans to the basement, because that's where we hung out in 1996. Very a lot of hangouts in Brandon Pindell's basement, and
Good for Brandon.
Trying to
Smelling like
trying to lean
Michael
in,
Jordan. That's
trying to
what you guys-
lean in. The young lady. Hey there, sweetheart. What you think about my Michael Jordan cologne?
And it worked, or
Sometimes it had success.
Thank
Give me
you.
a pickle. Thank you.
Thanks,
you,
thanks, John.
Colson. What a good guy John Colson is. He got me a pickle.
Yeah. Anytime
Love-
John brings food
love
in.
pickles. And then in high school some Brute cologne, and then just body spray after that. You cologne man?
No.
Were you ever?
No. I
Never.
don't know why. But
Body spray?
no, just deodorant. And I shower. I mean, I shower.
Do you though?
I do.
Do you?
I definitely
You sure?
shower.
Is that why Griffin rolled in today? I'd say a casual 23 minutes late.
Wasn't
I think I looked. I saw 10:23.
Wasn't. Maybe it was.
I think I saw 10:23.
It might have been
on the clock.
22.
I don't think so.
I think I pulled in by 21. and
maybe
I
you
had,
pulled in at
had to fire
22.
off another, message
yeah.
or something, trying to work on. Obviously,
Yeah, all the
we had a busy first hour.
Busy first hour of the show. What would we have done if you hadn't sent all those texts? Oh my! Thank you to Kyson Witherspoon. That was fun. We'll get a tidbit. Tidbit brought to you by CountySports.zone, which is where you need to turn to find out everything you need to know about high school football here in the state of Maryland, as we are just days away from some of the first private schools playing their first games. CountySports.zone, proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com.
I got a few other names. I feel like I want to.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Patrick.
There's no way Tim Patrick is still in the NFL.
Of course he is. He's a relevant
I
player.
know he was with the Broncos at one point.
The Broncos for a while.
I think he was with the Jaguars, too, for a minute.
He was with the Jaguars last season. I'll give you a half point for that one.
Colts.
No. You're going to feel sorry for him.
Why? Oh, he's a Jet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. That poor guy.
I guess.
I guess it's technically in the NFL. By the way, and I don't feel sorry for him. That means he has a small chance of making the team. That's what that means.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I guess none of these are all that good. Nick Westbrook-Akine.
What?
What do you mean, what?
There's no way he was on an active roster at the end of last season. No way.
Definitely is.
I said the end of last season. There's no way he
where was
was
he
on an
last?
active roster. I know the Titans and nothing else for Nick Westbrook-Akine.
He was. He right now he's
a Lion.
he's an Indianapolis Colt.
Sure he is.
Yeah,
sure.
Sure
Sure
he was last year. He was.
Although to be
somewhere.
fair, they don't have like
he
a,
might have been in.
they don't
Atlanta.
have a deep receiver room in Indianapolis, right? They have Pierce, and what else do they have there?
That's right, because they lost Pittman.
Yeah.
Ashton Doolin, Josh Downs. I think one of them is hurt. I can't remember which one. But I
It
think
seems
one
like
of them
there's
is
some
hurt.
opportunity there.
How about Laquan Treadwell?
There's zero chance Laquan Treadwell is still in the NFL.
He's on the Colts.
He's never actually been in the NFL.
He is doing training camp with the Colts.
Zero. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's not
doing
in the
training
NFL.
camp.
I just realized this game is for week 1. It's not for training camp because anybody can be on a training camp roster.
All right, so we need to do week 1.
Yeah, this is a week 1 game.
All right.
I wanted this really for fantasy football purposes. I really wanted to learn.
Oh, how about Amari DiMercado?
He's a Raider.
You got the right division.
He's a Charger.
I think he was a Raider. Was he a Raider last year?
He's
no,
a
he's not a
Chief.
Raider. He's a Chief. Yeah,
Okay,
he's a Chief. He's a
for
Chief.
now.
Yeah.
He's not on it. There's a bunch of guys like this that are
He'll be on the team.
sure.
Jahan Dotson's in Atlanta. Remember we were asking who's the
who
second
is the
receiver?
Falcons?
It's Drake London, Jahan Dotson, Olamide Zacchaeus.
Oh, he's the number 2. Zacchaeus is the number 2.
Well, Kyle Pitts is the number 2.
At receiver.
And then Bijan. Bijan might be the number 1 in I think everything.
But those are places where, like, when you're getting deeper into fantasy, you're looking for, like,
names.
No, it's more like with my 15th round pick. Where is there a place where there's more opportunity? That's why I brought up Wan'Dale Robinson. He was this type of guy in New York. Where it
Right,
was
yeah,
just
because
like,
he was.
he's
There was
not-
nobody else in.
It's
no
not
one.
like you think very highly of Wan'Dale Robinson. What you think of is that somebody had to catch balls, and they couldn't all go to Malik Neighbors. So who's someone else that maybe could be worth playing if you were in a pinch? And I'm trying to look, like, the Falcons to me are one of those spots where I get it. Bijan, Pitts, London are going to take up the bulk. But let's also be fair. Not all of those guys are going to play the entire season. So who's another receiver there that could be in the mix? And to me, of that group, it seems like Zacchaeus would be the most likely. I don't even know.
Austin Hooper's in their tight end room now. So.
Sure. Anything else?
Nah.
We done?
Fine. We can be done. You don't like the game.
I don't like that we're using a bunch of training camp bodies.
Tutu Atwell.
He actually might be on a roster.
I would think so. He might be the number one here.
Brown. Oh, he might be the number one here.
I don't think he'll be the number one. He's going to be the number one.
Cardinals.
No.
Who is then at receiver?
Like this team does not have a receiver. Well, I mean, they have Tutu Atwell on their team. But other than that.
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins have basically it's Chris Bell if he's healthy.
How about they have Terrace Marshall? The Dolphins have Terrace Marshall.
I believe Terrace Marshall's still in the league.
Got Malik Washington.
I mean, I guess he's the most known commodity that they have.
Yeah, I assume Chris Bell is healthy. I guess that's really
I think that I saw that they got good news on Chris Bell because Chris Bell is somebody that I'm like thinking about going, but just because of how bleak Miami is. He's been somebody that
Chris Bell and Kevin Coleman Jr. That's funny. I didn't know. They're both the Louisville receivers they drafted. Yeah, they don't have any. Oh, Jalen Reagor. Wow, I probably should have just led with him. Yeah, Jalen Reagor is in Miami.
Sure he is. He's not gonna he's obviously not gonna because it was a torn ACL for Chris Bell, right?
I think so.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, I want to find out.
Timeline.
All right, I guess we can actually do tidbit now.
Apparently recently said still a ways away. Yeah, never mind. I'm not thinking about Chris Bell. Forget about it. Not thinking about it. Bunch of
well, he is running. It doesn't look like he's doing anything. Yeah, it was a torn ACL.
I know it was torn ACL. Oh, hang on. The GM said he's a little bit of a freak in terms of his return. Well, maybe.
Because that's ACL's still the real one. Achilles are now fake.
Yes, correct.
Achilles
That's
injuries
exactly. Everybody can just play next week. In fact, I'm thinking about Chris Bell as an IR stash. Is what I'm thinking about. Right, like as somebody that you take late purposely to put them on the IR.
Good to know.
Wow. All right, we're doing cash in our league now. That's right. Are we though? Have people actually paid?
I don't think anyone's paid anyone yet.
And
I don't think there's ever been a price that's been.
Well, you better I thought we said it was just gonna be like $20. I thought that was.
Was that with everyone, or was that just like with the four of us who?
You talk to KZ. Get on the phone with KZ.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. I gotta talk to him.
Jesus, man, what do you hate, KZ? Get on the phone with him, and figure that out, and then tell us all what we. You've got to be that guy.
I don't like being the commissioner of a league.
Sorry.
I don't want to be the commissioner.
No.
Of a
You're
league.
just the money man. That's all. You're just the money man.
Then yes, send me. Then you tell the people to send me the money.
You talk to Ken Zales and you tell me what they say, and then I just need to know who's in the league. That's all.
We just need to tell everyone.
I just need to know who's
what
in
the
league.
price is.
That's all. I'll handle it from there. You get that part figured out. All right. I'm planning an effing event next weekend, and you're putting more on me. And I gotta host this show and 6 radio shows between now and then too. I'm very stressed out.
That's what you do.
The person that supplies my pig for this party is no longer available to supply the pig.
Why would happen?
I don't want to talk about that. I had to call strangers.
Fair enough.
You would have had a panic attack doing what I was doing this week.
I would have had.
Yeah.
Call strangers every day.
Yeah, and I hear you. You were nervous calling Jeremy today.
No, I wasn't.
I just wanted to talk to Jeremy because we're going on a date on Friday night.
Oh.
Yeah,
exciting.
We're going on a date. We're going to see The Fray and Dashboard Confessional. Jeremy and I, we're going to neck.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Whatever that is.
Necking? You never heard of necking? You don't know what necking means?
No.
You're a child.
I don't neck.
Nobody actually does that. That's not a thing anymore. Basically just means like making out and petting. Like it means like somewhere between making out and having intercourse.
Gotcha.
Necking.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was a phrase they used a lot like in the 70s. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
Just
all
move
right.
on. Did you have a tidbit?
I think I did.
We've done it again.
For the first
this
time.
Is you booking all the guests in the 12 o'clock hour.
For the first time since 1982, this is the latest point in the season where there's been a 4-way tie for the MLB home run lead.
It's very specific, so I'm not that surprised.
September 8th and 9th in 1982, they were.
82. So you want to know who the 4 were that were tied?
I would love to. Can you name the 4 that are currently tied in today's MLB? 35 home runs, 4 guys.
4 guys have 35 home runs. Is Ben Rice at 35?
No.
He's not?
All right, this will be the tidbit. Who are the 4 home run leaders in Major League Baseball?
Jordan
Alvarez.
Schwarber.
Schwarber has 35 home runs.
I really thought Ben Rice was on this. What about
I guess he lost his protection in Judge, so they didn't have to. They stopped pitching to him.
What about James Wood?
No, he also got hurt like a week ago. I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Matt Olson.
Matt Olson has 35 home runs.
It's not Pete Alonso. Oh, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Not PCA. Not PCA. Hi, Leah.
I don't know then. Who is the
Ben
fourth?
Rice has 32. James Wood has 30.
What a pathetic loser he is.
PCA sitting at 27. Ugh, terrible. Only 1 ahead of Pete Alonso.
Who the hell is the fourth?
You name.
I actually don't know who the fourth one would be.
Yeah, you should know. He hit. He's pretty hot this week.
Yeah, I'm so sure.
I believe he hit one last night.
Great.
And all his teammates did as well because they're playing in that minor league ballpark in Sacramento.
Oh, it's Tampa. Because I saw Taylor Walls, who hasn't hit a home run. He hadn't hit a home run like all year, right?
Yeah.
And then he hit 2 last night.
Did he hit 2? I know he hit
I think
1.
he hit 2.
Okay.
I think he hit 2. And did you see there was a bit last week where the people were apparently Taylor Walls has the same B WAR as I want to say Schwarber. And everybody's like, what the?
In like this season?
Yes.
Oh, because he's played 96. Yeah, okay, yeah. He played 96 games. No home runs until last night. 2. But yeah,
So who else?
it is a Tampa Bay Ray.
It's not Yandy. It's Caminero.
Junior Caminero,
I did not know he
35
had
home
35
runs.
No
yes,
idea.
Yes.
No clue.
Who's second? He's got 34. I'd love to know if you could name this guy.
Son of a bitch. I got nothing.
He's a Colorado Rocky.
Goodman.
Yes, Hunter Goodman. Good job.
I was either going to be him or Moniak. I can't name another. Sagano, but I don't think he's hitting home runs. Those are the only Colorado Rockies.
Quality
I can
start
name.
last night for Sagano. For Tom Sagano, Tommy Sugar.
Very good. So we're not doing the 1982 guys?
Oh, do you want to? Okay, sure.
I don't
yeah,
really.
Go ahead. Who you got? Can you name one of them?
Can I name one of them? Eddie Murray.
No.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson was one of them.
All right, then I named
Did he win MVP? I think not Reggie Jackson, but one of the other guys. I think he might have won MVP, or is he the '84 MVP?
You're asking a lot of me, man.
He was a Brave.
It was a Brave. Dale Murphy?
Dale Murphy.
Okay.
Also tied at the top of the leaderboard. And the other one's Gorman Thomas.
Oh, okay.
And
would've taken me
Dave
a minute.
Klingman.
Yeah, those two would have taken me a minute. There's no doubt. All right, very good. Let's get tubular.
Have you ever thought of taking a cruise to these wonderful destinations with sunny skies and beautiful beaches? Well, wait no longer. We're ready for you to cruise from the Cruise Maryland Terminal.
Have a little phrase that you can go from baggage to margarita in about 15 minutes.
Choose fun with an array of destinations, onboard activities, entertainment, and world-class cuisine.
Contact your travel agent and book your cruise today. Let your adventure begin.
All right, here we go. Orioles wrap up the series in Minnesota. They do send Shane Baz to the mound, and he's really good at
not getting run support.
Exactly right. So I assume a 2-1 loss today is what I assume.
Who's pitching for Minnesota?
Zebby Matthews. Not familiar.
He's sometimes good, sometimes
If
bad.
you live in the rest of the country, you can watch it on Peacock. Here it's on Masson at 1:40. Masson will also have the Tides tonight at 6:30 against Gwinnett. Is there anything interesting going on with the Tides right now?
Enrique Bradfield's playing.
What about Bassett? Is he made his final rehab? Now they think that he's going to pitch this weekend, right? Isn't that the story? Because they sent Povich down.
Oh, okay. I don't know how close Bassett is.
So when would they need? Povich pitched on Sunday. So they would need a starter. Well, I guess they wouldn't necessarily need a starter this weekend.
Correct.
Because they have an off day tomorrow. So they wouldn't need a starter until next Tuesday.
Yeah, correct.
But they haven't really wanted to pitch guys on 5 days rest. So I'm thinking they probably will want Bassett to pitch this weekend in Tampa. But we'll see. Anyway, there's Norfolk's playing Gwinnett tonight at 6:30 on Masson as well. High school All-American game this afternoon from the Field of Dreams.
Oh, cool.
They're really making a whole week out of it out in Iowa. That's at 2 o'clock on MLB Network. Everything else, GlennClarkRadio.com. Non-sports, any highlights?
An episode of Ted Lasso, Reacher, season 4 on Prime Video.
Jason Sudeikis came out with Mumford & Sons last night in New York and was singing the theme song that's apparently only like a minute long.
No, I didn't see that. Good
I
for
like
him.
it's
Good
a
for
great
him.
like I like the song,
Yeah.
but it's apparently legitimately just a theme song. Like it's not like a prolonged song.
Good for him. Season 2 finale of X-Men 97.
I haven't watched
Disney
X-Men
Plus.
97. Although now with Jean Grey popping back up in our lives, the kids have been talking a little bit more about it.
Spoilers.
Bro, it's been out for 2 weeks. And I just said popping up in our lives. So to be
Yeah,
fair,
right,
I actually didn't. You gave the spoiler. Yeah.
MasterChef, an episode of that.
Oh yeah.
The Valley season 3 reunion on Bravo.
Oh.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Nah.
Jesse Eisenberg and Paul, Jesse
else.
Eisenberg and Paul Giamatti on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I know Jesse Eisenberg's cousin quite well.
Okay.
Jamie Eisenberg, a fantasy football guy for Yahoo Sports.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I
think that's everything.
Oh, obviously, the only thing that anybody's going to actually be watching tonight, of course, is Loyola women's soccer opening the season.
Yes.
Got a big one tonight against William and Mary.
Ooh,
It's
both of them?
always unfair to have to play both. It's on ESPN Plus. On August 12th, we're kicking off. On August 12th.
That's insane.
It's nuts. And it's a late Labor Day.
Why?
this
I know
year,
why.
too.
I don't.
It's insane to me. August 12th, we're kicking off soccer season. Wild, Jack. Wild. All right. Thanks today to Kyson Witherspoon. Thanks to I already forgot that it was Steve Wyche. And thanks to Rob Long for trying. We'll get all that up in the greatest hits section of the.
Found will have Matthew McConaughey on.
All right.
Just McConaughey.
Just McConaughey. I don't think I go to the tour. Is he
Okay.
playing the bongos?
No, I don't think so.
Then I'm out.
How about Kyle Chandler, Hannah Einbinder, and Ziggy Marley?
I
On,
do like
on
Hannah
camera.
Einbinder a lot. Kyle Chandler is
He was
yeah, I
who was
know.
he? I know.
I
I think
know.
that's who he is. He's that guy.
Yeah,
He's like
it's exactly
Yeah.
who he is. Kyle Chandler is the guy from Friday Night Lights. Thank you. Good
yeah, Friday
Lord.
Night Lights.
Why
And I
was
think he's in
stuck
that Lantern show that I was talking about.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I might go to that because I do like them. I do like all of them. Tab at Glenn Clark.
He's
Radio
Hal
dot com.
Jordan, that Green Lantern.
Very good. Thanks to everybody. Tomorrow on the program.
We'll catch up with Anthony Ianson.
Oh, we're gonna meet Anthony Ianson.
Keep meeting new
tomorrow.
O's.
Look at that. Very cool. Anything else?
Stuff
Great.
and things. Yeah.
Look forward to that. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners.
Worked yesterday. Another big Orioles win.
That's right. I just keep saying it. Including Live Casino and Hotel, the Baltimore Orioles, the Costa Sin, your Baltimore area High's Dairy Stores, Leading Edge Auto Body, Warnken Law, 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, Cruise Maryland, CountySports.zone, the Maryland Department of Health, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Wednesday evening. Go Birds. Duke sucks.